Hello everybody, welcome back to Labz. Today we're going to be trying something a little bit different. We have got a request from somebody. Gun Chronicles asked us to test the silencer on the various weapons to see how much it actually increases your noise level whenever you fire. For those of you who are new to the game, you may not understand how being silent and stealthy helps with your character. I will say I think that I will say that with the advent of zombies that are supposed to wake up once you get close to the area and then roam, per se, kind of kills a little bit of the stealth tree. But there are certain things that we can do in order to work with stealth, and one of those is, first off, to understand exactly what does and does not affect your stealth. And should I need to divide this up into two videos, I will. But to save time, I went ahead and made a gun range. How do you guys like my gun range? Always practice gun safety. If you don't know how to fire a weapon, don't touch one. Take lessons. And store your firearms responsibly, because you never know. But also, definitely take care of yourself. Be prepared, all of that jazz and stuff. And there we have it. Okay. First off, right now, I'm not sure whether or not I rebounded. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but right now, sneak is control on mine, and as you can see on the bottom left-hand side, there is an eyeball with 47 on it. Now, there's a couple of factors that go into this. First off, whether or not I'm moving. You see, as I move, it goes up, and the longer I move, the more it goes up. If I shoot a weapon, it goes up. And obviously, whenever I'm walking, there is no sneaking, stealthy, anything. You cannot sneak up on a zombie when you're not stealth, whenever you're not trying to sneak. Also, there is one other thing I probably should mention. Where is me a... for it? Just a simple ladder. Here we go. If for some reason or another you're going through a POI and you're sneaking through the entire POI, you're killing bad guys, left, right, center, awesome. And then you get over here and you're like, ah, jeez, I gotta go up a level this way? Okay, well, I'm gonna go up this way. And, oh no, your stealth is not there anymore. It does not automatically turn back on your sneak whenever you get to the top of a ladder. It will be off. Which also means while you're on the ladder, you're not stealthing. Snelthing. We're not snelthing either, so you have to put it back on. Just be very, very careful. Use this top part to scout out the room that you're going into, see whether or not there's a zombie trap in the way of noisemakers on the floor, little bits of glass, paper. Those do make noise, and they can increase your noise level unless you've read a certain book. So you can take that moment to, you know, like pull out, I would say, your axe instead of your pickaxe, but you can, from the ladder, take those things out or whatever, and then bring out your weapon, and then come back up here, and as soon as you step off, start sneaking. And that's about the only way you can handle that. Okay, so I have covered those. If you're new to the game and you've been watching older seasons of the game, say you're watching somebody who played it ages and ages ago, and you want to get into the game, and they're like, oh no, we can't kill this animal because then we're gonna have the meat in their pocket, and then that factor is gone. You don't have to worry about that. They haven't added that back into the game, and there's no talk that they will as of right now. We are in Alpha 20.3b3. Having meat in your pocket does not make you easier to spot from the zombies as of right this second. Should it ever change, I guess we'll we'll do a video over that. As of right now, my character has no skills in sneaking or anything else like that. Let's just pop into a house, see how good my character is at sneaking in and getting what it needs and getting out. First off, remember, if you're wearing a headlight, check it before you go into a room, because that does increase your sight. Alright, we're on 35. I turn on my light, I go up to 47, so that's like 12 more points. Plus, also, as you walk, you're still getting louder too, so not good at all. Alright, these right here, those are noisemakers. Basically zombie traps. If I step on one of those, it's going to make a lot of noise. Also, it actually usually means that if this is here, chances are there is a zombie within this cone of area to get woken up by this. So this is what we refer to as a zombie trap. We're on 35. Slowly inching my way in. Now if I step on this, I go all the way up to 50 from 30. This right here is probably a zombie trap right here. Right now, there we go, 60. I woke somebody up. Okay, well, that was the hot water heater. Sorry, dude. Okay, we're gonna walk over this one. I'm sitting at 21. Going up into the 40s. Sitting at the 50s. Now, aside from me sneaking, there's also a couple of other factors. The reason why we're doing this is so I can discuss the other factors. Another factor is light. Whether or not there's enough light for us to be seen, whether or not we can be heard affects it as well. Now, just because we hit 100 on sight does not automatically mean we're going to attract a zombie, because it could be we're 100% viewable, but there's not a zombie that's got line of sight on us. And no zombie in here. Anyway, so these right here are just really, yeah, so you can actually hear them. Now, these right here are what the book refers to, let's see. Urban Combat 3. If we read this one, we can walk over this trash and make no noise. Sneaking over trash makes no sound. I'm not going to use the book right now, but right now, you can kind of hear it moving. And if you're quietly trying to make it through a building, and you hear those, now these actually sound off when you're approximately a block away from it, so be very, very careful. Okay, I think we covered all of the stuff that I needed to cover by going through a house. Things to... Okay, sorry, dude. Things to keep into consideration when sneaking. Line of sight, biggest thing. If they can't see you, then they're going off of sound. If you're not making any noise, obviously they can't hear you. How high is your sneak meter? The whole 9 yards. All of this stuff goes into stealth. It's kind of a tricky subject. There's a few things that can help you out with it. One of those things being mods that can go inside your clothes. Let's cover that really quick. Right now, what is my character wearing? Not a whole heck of a lot of anything, but right here it says noise increase 10%, which means right here, my noise will go up 10% by putting this piece of armor on. If I was walking around completely naked, I wouldn't be making any noise, aside from huffing whenever I run too fast. Let's see, where is it at? And oddly enough, this is one of the few stats that's not actually presented over here, which probably should be added over here, guys. Now that I see it, I mean, we've got our critical resistance, we've got our explosion resistance, we've even got how much our offset for hot and cold show up, our mobility, I keep hitting my microphone, I do apologize, guys. Even our jump strength is listed here, but nothing tells us how much our clothes are adding to the noise, which would actually be a very good stat to have over here. Fun Pimps, please fix. I think this might be an oversight. I don't know. Maybe it's intentional that they don't tell us? I don't know. So basically, you're going to have to add it all up yourself. Now, to make complications even more complicated, we also have muffle connectors. We have the advanced ones, and we've got the regular ones, and they take down the noise by 8%. Let's see, our clothing. This increases my noise by 10%. If I put the mod in here, it decreases it by 8%. So what? We're sitting at 2% noise increase from base game. There are certain armors that are a whole lot better for it. Say our cloth armor. Noise increase, 0. Noise increase, 0. Noise increase, 0. Now the issue with it is of course if you played the game, you know that the padded boots and the clothing armor is basically absolute crap armor, but is the quietest armor. So, the muffle connectors will not go inside these because they produce no sound on their own. So if you're wondering why they're not working on your clothing armors, that's the reason why it won't work on those. They don't do any sound. Is there anything else I needed to cover on this? The leather armor? Let's see, leather goes up, give or take, 10%. If we go over to the military armor, we go up by another, we go up by 10%. Oh my gosh. So the highest you will have to worry about is 10% per item of clothing. So if on each one of your items of clothing, make sure all of them are 10, you would wind up with 2% per item of clothing increase on noise. Now, military stealth boost has no increase in noise, which means 8 of those points from something else, because you could put them in here as well, can offset some other clothing. So if you have your military stealth boots, all of your military armor, all of that stuff in there, your noise should practically be 0. Now, if you do your heavy armor, say we are doing iron, if we're rocking some iron armor, we are at 20% noise increase. If you go to steel armor, you are going for a 20% increase. So you've got the 10 and the 20%, depending on light armor or heavy armor, which really, let's be honest, heavy armor should be a lot louder than this. Or light armor should be a lot quieter than this. There should be a definite increase, but I'm not going to complain because, you know, fun pimps will take it to heart and say, so you want to be noisier. Okay, we can handle that. So even if you put the muffle connectors in here, you are basically going to be taking your armor back down to maybe where leather would be without anything in it. But you're still going to be making a little bit more noise than you would be in leather. So that's all of those. That's where you find your noise increase. That's why the zombies are waking up when you're walking by. Those are the things that we are looking at for stealth. That's a lot of random information, but the more you play around with your outfits, the more you play around with your mods and everything else like that, you're going to understand whenever you're looking at all of your stats, what all of your stats are going to mean for your character. So instead of just like, I've got level 6 iron gloves, maybe I should just throw those on because, well, they're a whole lot better, but it depends on the type of character you're playing. If you're playing a stealth-based character, you're going to want to go with light armor, military armor, muffled connectors, the whole 9 yards, and you're definitely going to want to be on the lookout for all of the urban combat books, because even though they don't necessarily go for stealth, they're very good to have, and the Night Stalker, obviously, because, well, not a whole lot of people want to do their missions at night, but as we've got a full listing of nighttime things that you can get into nowadays, these are going to be very handy books. And the heist. The stealthy sprinting, meaning you can actually sneak and run. And you see right now, I'm going down on stamina. After you read the book, you don't waste the stamina while you're doing that anymore, which means you can stealth walk, and it does take your... You are noticed, but not as much as you would be if you just full out sprinted down the road. Okay, all of that having been said, all of those random bits of information, here's the question. As a quiet person wanting to do all of the things quiet, what weapon works for you? Obviously, whenever you're coming to, say, the bows, extremely quiet, extremely quiet. Sneak damage are 200%, 200%, 200%, 200%. Even the primitive bow is sneak damage 200%. So if you're sneaking when you hit them, you do a whole lot better. These guys practically make no noise. Here, let's do this really quick as a test. Actually, it should have a bone one in there. Let's do this. Let my quiet go back down. I'm at 35. Now I went up to 60. 35 to 60, so I gained, what, 30 points maybe? I'm gonna do another test. Okay. And see, even just readying my weapon. You see the noise increase? Then steady at 35. That one all the way up to 94. Not very quiet. Not really at all. Now, how do we do this in a way that makes a little bit more sense? Okay, because if you're trying to be stealthy, sight goes into how stealthy your character is being, so the best way to do that is, first off, to shoot from the shadows. Say if I've got this platform and my bad guy is down there, if I've got this whole area, I can shoot from here, sitting at 35. Or I can go over here, down to 26. So I'm less likely to attract a zombie back here than I was out there in broad daylight. So that's another thing to keep track of. Where are your shadows? Always shoot from your shadows and understand that even though your noise is increased, you won't necessarily wake up a zombie. The goal is to hit the zombie before it fully wakes up. If you can kill it in one shot, you won't wake up other people. Actually, let me go actually show that. Snake damage, 3.5 times the damage on that sucker. And right there, I didn't wake anybody else up. There are other zombies around me. I know that for a fact because I've been in this one before. There are a lot of zombies currently around me. I just walked into this POI, but I got a chance to shoot that guy, and because I one-shot killed him, he didn't wake anybody else up. If I had shot him and he didn't die and started moving, he would wake his friends up too. Okay, and that time we did not get the 3.5 times percent because we did not stealth kill either one of those guys. So, that's another reason why the stealth-o-meter, so to speak, is so dad-blasted important. Okay, we explained that. I am trying really hard to be as concise and cover everything as possible because every time I do one of these videos, and I do mean every single freaking time, Editing Liz is so angry because I leave something out. So, what else did we need to cover? Oh yeah, first off, let's do what needs to be done with... Where are my blocks? Did I set them down? There we go. Okay, so we've actually made it to where we can be quieter here. At 23%. Now, if we were to wait till nighttime, say we had a choice in whether or not we waited until nighttime to go in and do our mission. There we go. We're sitting at 8%. Now, of course, if we turn our flashlight on, we go back up. And we're slowly walking, and we're walking, and we're walking, and then we get around, and suddenly we're introduced with some light inside a POI. Now, suddenly our stealth isn't going back down because there's ambient light. And these do count towards it. The POI, lanterns, lights, the whole 9 yards, blinky lights that happen to be in the custom POIs, all of those things will increase your stealth-o-meter. Okay, now then. We are sitting right here at, let's see, 23. I've got my light on. Let's turn my light off. As a matter of fact, we're going to reload. Made noise. We're going to aim. Made noise. So we're going to wait. Shoot. We're at 60%. It's not great. That's not great, guys. Okay, now understand, this is base. I've put no points into anything. This is just base what the character can do coming straight into the game. If for some reason or another I was to find a tier 2 compound crossbow, that's how much my stealth would go up if I did that. You might be asking yourself, why are we here? Because I seem to recall you saying something about the silencer during the first couple of minutes. And I'm like, yeah, we were, but we were building up to it. Don't even worry about it. Now what we need are some guns. Do a baseline tier 1 on everything. Okie dokie, we just went through all of the weapons. Guess what? Every single one of these that is inside this box, which is every single one that we could possibly get, aside from the rocket launcher, cannot have a silencer. I know somebody out there is disappointed. I can feel your disappointment right now. You're upset because a rocket launcher can't be silenced. Stop it. What should we do? Like the pipe pistol and stuff? You want to just go in order from what it's got in here? So we're going to be doing the 44s, which probably not very good. Okay, well, let's get quiet. We're at 5. Ooh, 87. 5. 87. Ooh. Sure. Like 82 points right there. That's pretty high. Okay. I don't know whose idea this was, but it ain't right. Alright. 5. 86. 5. 86. So we got the 80s with these guys. 86, yeah, both of them are like 80 points right there. Let's try, since we did the revolvers, let's try these 2 pistols right here. 5, on 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 52, so quieter. Give it a minute. 5, 52. Okay, so what about des pistoles? 5, 52. 5, 52. So, right, 40-somethings? Basically half of the noise that these guys make. So we'll set those guys there. What about the pipe rifle and the pipe shotgun, which I understand why this one can possibly have a silencer. Why the pipe shotgun has one, I don't know. 6. Come on, give me my 5 back. 52. It's on par with a pistol. Yep, on par with a pistol. That's quieter. You guys are wondering, if you're watching this and you're still wondering what it is I'm looking at the bottom left-hand corner. There's a yellow line with an eyeball on it, which tells me my stealth meter. Every time I fire a weapon, my stealth meter goes up or down or whatever, depending on what I'm doing. So I'm checking that meter. I am suddenly very, very stealthy. But that was shocking. I was not expecting this one to do so well. It's actually better than the pistol. Here, let me shove these around. This one's actually quieter than these. Let's try this one. And I don't know, what about this one? The pump shotgun. Why not? Definitely should not have access to a silencer that can fit on a pump shotgun. Look at that. That looks like a can. I love this one. Okay, 4. 52. On par with the pistol. Yeah. Yeah, right there, pistol area. Ooh! Loud AF! Back down. Yeah, that one's noisy right there. Okay. This one goes along the lines of the pistol. I'll do a comparison on those in a minute. What about the shotguns? Yeah. This should definitely not exist, actually. Still kind of loud. Still pretty loud, actually. Dubsy. We're at 6. 77. Pretty decent amount of noise for a shotgun. The other shotgun, real loud. I mean, the other weapon, real loud. The pump shotgun. Five. 76. And you are hunting rifles and the lever action. 54. That's kind of around where the pistols are. 6 to 55. Yeah, a little bit quieter than a pistol, maybe. Ooh. This one's a little bit noisier than I thought it was. Okay. I mean, it does have a bit of power to it, a bit of punch, but it's a bit louder than I was expecting. Okay, okay. Set you 2 guys over here. Okay, and this one is the pipe machine gun. Not bad. Bit quieter than I was expecting. Okay, okay. And you, the pipe rifle. Not pipe rifle, but the sniper. Yeah, this is the sniper. Pretty noisy, actually. The sniper, you're supposed to fire from a long way away, so it doesn't mind being a bit noisy. You should be close to your target. Alright, so yeah, pretty loud. Pretty freaking loud, dude. Definitely not a weapon you want to put a silencer on and shoot at zombies inside the same building you're in. That's for definite. Okay, the big mama jama. F5. Oh, kind of hard to do one shot with this guy. Automatically 100%. This one is not quiet with the silencer on. It is loud as hell. Not quiet. Don't use that one. Silencer, there is absolutely no point in it, really. 6 to 95. Loud as heck. Reload's pretty decently loud, too. 94. Yeah, loud. Very, very loud. Very, very. Let's try the AK. $95. Ooh, loud. Okay, so wait, you're telling me the quietest one is like... Which one was it? The pipe shotgun? I think this was the quietest weapon, guys. That is crazy. 70s. 40s, 50s, 70s. And these are 80s and above. Wow. So I'm gonna leave this for you guys to make a decision on what you want to use for your weapon. As of right this second, I'd have to say hunting rifle, the pipe rifle and stuff, they are the quietest ones. But honestly, putting a silencer on a long-range weapon seems like a smart idea. But in essence, you're not necessarily supposed to be close to your target anyway, so why put a silencer on it? Unless, of course, if you're doing PvP and you're trying really hard to make sure that they can't tell which direction the noise came from. Just remember that the silencer also takes off damage. The silencer mod itself, it greatly reduces the firing sound but reduces the maximum range and damage. Works best with small calibers and guns with low rate of fire. I would say, yeah, that's probably the case. Most of these that have got a high-powered weapon or an auto-fire something or another, they're really not good for this weapon. It doesn't actually silence any weapon. None of them actually fully take away the sound. They will always create a sound for the zombies that are near you. If you're looking for a high-powered, quiet weapon that is actually considered by the zombies to be quiet as well, it's the bow. You just have to put the points into it to keep it from, you know, being... well, out-leveled, because even though it does do a whole lot of damage, once you get to a certain level, the bow just can't keep up. Even at its highest tier, even with all of the extra stuff, the bow can't keep up because of its rate of fire, which is one of the biggest problems. So yeah, there is that test if Editing Liz wants to take a second and actually stick up some digits up here on the screen somewhere. Over here. She'll give you the actual digits because she can type it all up and everything for you, but I would say it was a very unusual thing, and of all things to be the quietest thing on the entire list is the pipe shotgun? Weird. I didn't even know that the shotguns could have silencers on them. But apparently they can. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode. You have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and you stay shiny. Bye! It's gonna be a lovely morning in the apocalypse, guys! Look at that sunrise. Oh. Well, that's the apocalypse for you. Times have changed. The zombie apocalypse is here. Do we run? Do we hide? Or do we adapt and build? Do we survive?